We're coming in your front door. Might run out the side, but we in here. Chief Hall Podcast, Frankie D, Ray on this side, and that boy Rob. We coming at you in full effect right now. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about some of that big stuff and some small stuff, but we're going to talk about it. And, of course, the hottest thing right now that just happened last night, Aaron Rodgers, all the hype, all the stuff that was going on, all the stuff they was talking, all the hoopla, all the drama about him leaving Green Bay now he got here, and the Pope brother messed up his Achilles. Yeah. And that Pope child, Wilson, thought that he wasn't going to be playing, and now he got to play the whole season, and he better be ready. That's all I can say.
You got to step up.
Hey, what they say, Robert Frost said, that I could sum up everything in life in 3 words. It goes on.
Yeah.
And that's it. No matter what you're playing for, no matter how it come, it's going on. Huh? So Aaron Rodgers out for the season, and Jets going to have to make it happen. That ain't none of our business, because you see we all in here with Dolphin hats. Dolphin shirts, and all kind of Dolphin stuff.
We don't want to see anybody get hurt, but, man, we Dolphins all day. Yeah.
But, hey, look at it like my daddy used to say, that's just the cost of doing business. That's the NFL. I can't be crying and shit. No, I can't do none of it. That's what you signed up for, and that's what you got all the millions for. So let's go with it. Let's move on and talk a little bit about this disappointing showing from the USA in basketball.
I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm gonna let you.
I'm gonna just say I'm disappointed. And I go back to what we said about the attitude. When you step on the court, how you gonna approach it? You have to play harder when you're playing for the US than you playing for them checks for your family, or just stay. And I'm a little disappointed that the superstar players are not willing to play and not willing to go at it and continue to keep the U.S. on top of USA basketball. I'm disappointed in that, but you can't make them do it. You can't make them want to play. They want to spend some of that money on when the season over, and that's just what they want to do. So, very disappointing. They didn't even medal, and Canada beat them for the bronze. They lost semifinals, which would have probably put them possibly where they could have went either silver. But I was so disappointed. I left it alone. So USA basketball, very disappointing. This something FIBA. It was FIBA. It was. Of course, they got to qualify and do all that stuff to make it to the Olympics. Very disappointing, and they're gonna have to do something to improve that attitude, that morale. International basketball has kept caught up with us. And they caught up with us fast, especially with all those NBA players being from other countries. And they're able to play with the best competition in the world. They go back and take that and play for their countries. And they sharing them schemes, sharing those the basic fundamentals. And we're being overshadowed big time. So USA basketball got some overhaul from top to bottom with the mentality, attitude, schemes, everything. It need to be fixed because they not medaling. No medals at all. Since we talk about the NBA, I also saw I saw a report that the NBA is going to start fining teams that sit out their best player during the regular season. They're going to start fining up to $1 million. I say, damn, they got to go through all that because guys want to sit out and somehow get that rest. Michael Jordan was leading the list. That's why I don't make them comparisons with Jordan and LeBron and all these different players, because it's Jordan's mentality was so different, and it's hard to have a brother to replicate a brother. The closest replication of him was Kobe, and it's hard to do that. Look how long it took, and look how Kobe came in and he developed that mindset and that hunger, but it's hard to.
Why do you think they're doing that though?
Doing what?
They're setting them out. They're going to fine them.
Yeah, they're going to fine the teams up to $1 million. Now, if they want to pay that money, or they going to have to just start having the guys play. But it's a mindset. Michael Jordan is he's one of the only players to have played all 82 games. The only player that played more seasons than him was John Stockton. He got like 9. Michael Jordan got 6. He played 6 seasons where he played all 82. LeBron don't have, but I think he don't have but one.
You think that's a mindset, or you think that's because the league knows that people are coming to that game to see LeBron play? They don't want to see him on the side sitting on the bench. So people pay tickets to come see. You know, when Jordan was playing, they know, man, I'm going. They don't care if they like that team or not.
No, what you was asking?
They want to see
what's
Jordan.
your question? What you saying now? Is it mindset? What you talking about?
Is it really a mindset, or is it really money? It's
No,
money
I'm saying
because
as far as the players,
yeah,
Jordan them wouldn't sit out. You couldn't pay them to sit out.
yeah.
These guys now they'll sit out just because it's becoming more popular and other teams are doing it. So the team,
why you
so
think
they
they're sitting them?
but it's affecting the league and people getting letters and people are complaining that we come into these games and your star players sitting on the bench not injured.
Okay.
It don't look good for the league. It don't look good for business. If you getting that big headed, you making that much money, all that. This ain't that important. Well, look, that's gonna mess up your brand. So the NBA had to do something because it was damaging the brand. Michael Jordan and those guys played they rump skis off no matter what. It didn't matter. When they stepped on the field, they gave everything. When they stepped on that court, they gave everything. That's the difference between Lawrence Taylor and them, and even it extended to Ray Lewis. He was like that. No matter what, he stepped on the field, it was everything. But when it comes to basketball, I don't make comparisons to Michael Jordan because his mindset was different than even Kareem. His mindset was different than even Michael Jordan say, if you go to work and you pay your hard-earned money to come see me play, I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Well, let me ask you this question, right? I was looking at something with Dion, right? You know, Dion got the D on the jerseys and the L, right, on the jerseys, right? So D is for dog, right? Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that LeBron is a dog in terms of how he play?
No.
Like how that killer mentality? I think that's the difference between Jordan and LeBron. Like Jordan is a dog. Jordan want this thing. Kobe was a dog. You know what I mean?
There's very few.
Yeah. So
that's
I think that's the difference, though.
But it's so hard to be a dog, man. Yeah. It's so hard. That has to be in you. Kobe is one of the ones that it came out. It was there.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to be if you don't have that. You can't be that. LeBron, he try, he just ain't got it. And it's only I could count on one hand that had it. That means no matter what, you're giving it everything. No matter nothing isn't gonna stand in your way. Very few.
Yeah, I think LeBron is a leader. He's a leader, but in terms of being a dog, I would say no. Now, Kobe was both. Jordan was both. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That's how when you do the comparison, because when I was looking at Prime described, that's how he described his players, right? Mm-hmm. So when I was looking at Prime, and it was like an aha moment. So now if we want to have this argument, this debate about who's the GOAT, I mean, we could start there.
Yeah.
And you know, and we could basically
I don't even get into debates with LeBron because I know his mentality is different. You could see from them playoffs when they was losing and they was down, it looked like it ain't even bothering.
Magic Johnson,
he can't do it.
Well, he got 20 years in the league, man. He got 20.
Well, okay,
that's a long time.
It's time to
That's
park
20 years on the knees too.
Park it.
You know,
20
park
years
it.
now?
Who?
Kobe, look,
it's 20 years now for him.
It's 21. It's going to 21 years now.
Whenever Kobe was able to play, he still was a dog.
Yeah,
no matter what.
I ain't hear y'all say Magic. You said
Magic
Johnson. Magic Johnson.
Yeah, Magic. That's different. That's different. He didn't.
Magic was a leader.
Yeah, he was a leader.
You didn't think he had that dog?
He'll take over. Yeah, I seen Magic take over,
no?
But I didn't see a fierce.
He was a
no
leader.
matter what.
He was a leader. Yeah.
He was a different kind of dog. He was a little puppy like Rob them had. He was one of them dogs. One of them little puppies.
Talking about Miles, man.
But that alpha dog is very few. Very few. I can't. I even think about it too when at my greatest times in any sport when I was in I remember having that mentality when we was in the band and sometimes on the court, sometimes in when I was playing football. Where nothing matters but winning. You ain't thinking about getting hurt. You don't think about none of that. You just think about the task at hand.
Yeah.
And I remember when I played basketball and we was somewhere and we was losing and I had some guys that I recruited and I said to myself, we not losing. It was no other option. We not losing.
Yeah, we're not losing. I got that puppy dog in me.
We're not losing. We not losing. We ain't no option. Let's go. We not losing. I'm not letting us lose. But it takes a lot out of you to do that. Mentally, spiritually, it takes a lot out of you because nothing matters. You nothing matters, man. So and that's why I understand why Jordan used to say nothing mattered but winning. I lost my family. He said that. He said I lost everything to win.
We always say Kobe, Magic Johnson, Kobe, and Jordan because we know that. But what are the other dogs out there, man? You can't say only two dogs.
D-Wade was a dog.
You think so?
He because you could when it was time to take that team on his back and do what he had to do to win. I mean, there's only when it comes to two guards.
Yeah,
Allen Iverson.
It's only you got Michael Jordan. It's the best two guard ever.
Right.
Then right behind Michael Jordan, you got Joe Dumars.
Oh yeah.
Allen Iverson was fierce. He was fierce. Come on, he was fierce, man.
Who?
Allen Iverson was fierce, man.
He was a point guard and two guard too. He was kind of more like a point. He had the ball in his hand a lot. Allen Iverson, a lot.
Yeah.
Leadership and dog.
Now
he was a dog. Allen Iverson was a dog.
Who Frank is referring to? Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas is number 2.
And that team
only the Magic Johnson as a point guard.
Yeah.
Only.
But we talking about that dog mentality. See, I remember watching that Detroit team back then, man. Now, if you ask me, since we classifying it, I would say that whole team had that dog mentality.
Isaiah
in terms
Thomas,
of how they played. Yeah. Now, if you go back and you do your research on that, and just research all of those players. I think Bill Lane Bill was on that team, right?
Don't forget about
that was
Rodman.
a team.
Don't forget about Rodman, man.
Oh yeah, Rodman the dog too.
That's a Rottweiler right there, man.
Rodman the dog too, but I think Rodman came well after those. After them, yeah.
Yeah, he played with he was a rookie. Isaiah brought him in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was with them. Yeah. He came to what's called them late. I could see where it can be. It was in there. You ever saw the movie with Will Smith, Bright?
Right. Yeah. When he was
with
another alien guy.
But you had to go through. You had to go through. It's almost like you had to go through immense pressure to bring out the Bright that was in you. He was a Bright.
Right.
He had it in him, but it had to be brought out through trials, tribulations on. So I believe some players, it can be brought out. It's in there, and they don't know it's in there. That's why I was hoping so much that Whiteside, I wanted him to be that, but it never come out of it.
But isn't that a coach's
Whiteside,
job?
Man, why you would bring that guy? Hold on, wait a minute, man. Hold on. No, hold on. Well, why did you even say Whiteside, man? Of all people, man.
He was the guy that I wanted to be that center. Because you remember when he'll block like 6 shots. You couldn't bring that. He was just so sometiming. That's another thing about a dog, man.
Trash.
Yeah, he was trash. But that's another thing about a dog, man. You have to be you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
There's I said a stat about Michael Jordan that nobody could compare. He's the only player in NBA history. Now look what I'm about to tell you and listen to that every stat he had for 10 years improved. Free throws, a field goal, 3-pointer. He's the only player in basketball history that he improved every year for 10 years.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Not only the fact that I said that Michael Jordan is one of the only players that plays all 82 games consecutively. They don't even know. They don't even know what that means.
Well, you know, I don't mean to cut you off, right? But to play 82 games, man, you have to really take care of your body.
And Jordan went to sleep.
Yeah,
when he was a rookie,
really take care of your body.
He was talking about that. He went to sleep, and he made sure he got his rest. He made sure he did his thing while them guys were smoking and doing all kind of stuff. He got his rest. Now, that dog mentality is just something that is I really appreciate. Let's just move. I'm gonna move something and spend a little time before we close out on what Deion is doing in Colorado.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
If you sit and you listen to his speeches, you'll almost forget he talking about that them boys finna go play football.
Yeah,
Tua look good, and that defense just it needed work, and the coaches should figure that out, put all that together, because as soon as they tighten up and adjusted that 4-3, we got 2 sacks to finish the game. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. Let's jump on that. Ray, you got something you want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? You don't even care, cause
Nah, I'm a Dolphin all day, man. But like I said, I don't want to see anyone get hurt in the NFL. I want a fair fight, and I want us to come out, champions and the victors.
Okay, that sounds like some bullshit, but that's all right. Hey, look,
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
You're not a real Dolphin fan. I forgot.
I was born here.
That don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite player?
Lou Albano. Hey, I'm the Duper boys, man. Them Duper and Clayton, the
Marks brothers. Yeah,
yes, Lord.
That was a good time for the Dolphins.
That was a good time, man. Let's move on and talk a little bit about this disappointing showing from the USA in basketball.
I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm gonna let you.
I'm gonna just say I'm disappointed. And I go back to what we said about attitude. When you step on the court, how you gonna approach it? You have to play harder when you're playing for the U.S. than you playing for them checks for your family, or just stay. And I'm a little disappointed that the superstar players are not willing to play and not willing to go at it. He's so into helping them understand life and change, making sure that they have a life and be men, that if you listen long enough and you're just looking at Deion, you'll forget them kids standing around with pads on about to go out there and play.
Well, he's definitely a motivator.
Yeah. He's a coach. That's what he's supposed to do.
He's definitely a motivator, and he's a conduit of change. That's what he always says. And, and that's a fact. I can see that.
He has he changed every way he been.
Yeah, and Deion to make you run through a wall, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's believing in the coach, right?
That's how much he can motivate you. So just about every morning, I throw on something like on YouTube, like if I'm driving to work or whatever, and I'm listening to Deion.
Mm-hmm.
Saying so, I mean, what he's doing is, I think, like he make me his history.
He make me
he's going to make history.
Want to coach? You don't know that I had coached basketball, and the first year I coached, we went all the way to the game right before the championships. Yeah. I took over a dude team right here when I was in Margate. Took over a coach team, and I saw
a traveling team.
I had 2 players on there that was awesome, and I built everything around them. But I just went back to fundamentals. I made them run till they couldn't hardly stand up, and I made them rebound and box out. That's all, and get a ball to Tim. Hey boy, get a ball to Tim. or I had Tim, and it was Tim. I had a white kid and a black kid that was phenomenal. But the team was so physically fit, and I told them to whatever the ref say, always say, "Thanks, ref." And because of that, the ref respected my team. So when we got almost to the thing, they was looking out for my players. The games was getting critical. And I made some bad calls, which was situational.
Yeah.
Because a kid that I knew his hands weren't good, he was asking me, "Coach, let me take it out. Please, Coach, let me take the ball out." And I was saying in my mind, "Nah, man, go sit down on the bench." But I let him take the ball out. He threw the ball away. We lost the game.
Yeah.
So, but I said all that to say that he make me want to get back out there and be motivating them kids to play and to do stuff. But from my the ministry time, that's what I felt that and he give me that vibe.
Yeah,
Dion as a minister, as somebody that's really talking to them for something bigger than what they about to do.
It's genuine, man. I mean, he cares about his program. He cares about the kids. He cares about what he can do. So you believe in yourself and speak life into it, man. You're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question, right? Do you think? Because I was thinking about this, right? I was envisioning Dion at the next level, pros.
It can happen,
right? What you think about that? What you think about him going to the next level?
That may work with them. Because you got the money, you got everything you want, but you don't understand how important it is to be a good man. That's why that might work for the NFL, because they got everything and you can't tell them nothing. And that's why guys that like Michael Jordan, that's why he had a hard time. Magic had a hard time, because they couldn't put that dog in nobody.
Yeah.
They couldn't coach up nobody.
Yeah.
You had to they couldn't understand why the guys had lackluster effort and all. They couldn't understand. But Dion could, and I think he did make a comment too that was his problem with the pros.
Yeah.
The way the guys' attitude. You're a multimillionaire, you ain't listening to nobody.
Yeah.
But and that's why the NFL has it where you can be cut. And if they need to keep that, so that they need to keep it where you could cut a guy and you could get traded, and we ain't gonna put up with that. You got to have some. They got to have some type of authority, and that's what Nick Saban, Deion Sanders, they love about college. You gonna do it my way, or you ain't gonna play.
Yeah. See,
if you do that in the pros, that dude, he a star player. The owner gonna say, no, come in, let me talk to you. No. He got to be in now. I got too many sponsors. I got too many people gonna be sending me emails and calling me. He got to play.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem that Dion have too. Dion don't give a damn about that. Exactly. Man, look here, hey.
I mean, unless he went to Dallas, then Jerry Jones.
You think so?
He won't bother. Them and Jerry Jones had businesses together. They cool.
Dion.
Him and Jerry Jones. Okay. He helped him get all that stuff he was doing up there. If he went to the Cowboys, he'll give him that kind of power.
You think so?
Because he was a star. Dion to be able to coach up stars, because y'all ain't made it yet. You want to go to the Hall of Fame, or what you want to do? You just want to play and make a check, or you want to stay and see the beautiful thing about the NFL. Every down is that important. That's your career. Every down you could be gone.
Yeah.
So if you could make it, they always said when I went out to the camp and I was going to stuff, and I made it to the meeting before at the combine. I went to the meeting where they break down all your salaries, tell you what your attorneys make, tell you how much you pay in insurance, all that kind of stuff. So if you make $100,000, you only gonna make $50,000 after everything paid.
Shit.
So they was breaking down all that, but they was talking about those how it all went. But I lost that thought right there looking at Ray's shoes. Dang.
You don't even have your glasses on. You can't see. You can't see. You're trying to use that excuse.
Oh man. But anyway, man, he could probably do it, man. I don't get to the point. I mean, if he could try it, you ain't gonna know if you're gonna fail unless you try. Some stuff you ain't gonna try. Some stuff.
One thing, he's not scared. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He's not scared.
He's one of the people that I want to meet before it's all over, and that's what I'm working on. I tried to next time I meet Chad, I'm gonna see if he can get me in where I can meet him, because I could always send a message to Shannon and send a picture of me and him and say, "Hey man, I need to talk to you about something. I need you to get me in with Dion." I can always dress that up.
Shannon?
Shannon Sharp.
Oh, okay.
I went with them with Undisputed, him, Skip, and all them when they came here. And after the set, all the people that was in there, you can go meet him and talk to him.
Okay.
So I talked to him for a little bit. He helped me out. I talked to him about his brother and all that there. And I got a picture with him. so I could send that picture to him and say, "Hey man, I need to rap with you."
He gonna be like, man,
Well,
that's that dude we were trying to block.
My aunt is his stepmama.
Your aunt is his stepmom.
His stepmom.
Shannon Sharp's stepmama.
Do she talk to him?
No.
Okay, we don't need to. Don't bring it. That ain't no good because he'll cut people off. He done talked about his people that he don't talk to in the family.
Yeah, he cut his daddy off.
Yeah, it's people he don't fool with.
Yeah, he cut his dad off. Yeah.
But him and Dion, they tight with it. So I think if he
his
tried,
daddy was, I don't mean to cut you off, but his daddy was a truck driver. By the way,
who daddy?
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I think
His daddy's a truck driver. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we got some common ground. You know, I think his brother was one of the best receivers ever.
Yeah, Sterling
Sharp.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing like him. Deion Sanders talked about him in some of his stuff. I used to read a lot of stuff about corners because I was trying to play corner, and I was talking about Sterling. I believe was talking about Deion's quick jam. When Deion was in the league, he used to do soon as you move, he'll put two hands in your chest and throw you off your route. And all of the receivers was talking about they did not know he was that strong. Like Deion went in there and did 225 and he was lifting weights in that when he was at I think when he just got to Colorado. But they talked about that. So yeah, I want to be able to meet with them and somehow collaborate with Shannon and Deion. They close and maybe we could catch them in Colorado. If y'all get a chance to hear this, maybe we need to catch y'all in Colorado and holler a little bit.
Advocating for tickets.
I don't need no tickets. I just wanted to go in there and sit down and smoke a cigar with Shannon in there, man. On another level. I don't need nothing from them. I'm making my own.
Are they sold out until whenever?
Yeah.
I mean,
they season tickets gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we, I don't want to say what nobody can do because it's already clear that Deion knows that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So he's clear on that. He's understand that, and the things that he challenges or the things that he attempts it's from a lot of prayer and going through a lot of things before he make that move. So I really believe that whatever he wanted to do, and he asked God about it and pray about it, he gonna wait on it and see how it come. Because he said that God told him to go to Jackson State. That's how he got there. Yeah. And I appreciate when I hear brothers say what God told them, because that mean they could listen, and that mean they got somebody that is governing the decisions and the things that they do. I like to hear that. That's all I got when it comes to Chief Hall Podcast tonight. And we got some other topics coming up that we're working on.
We didn't even talk about Coco, man.
Throw it out there. That's right.
Man, that was a good tennis win for her, man. Really sweet girl, talented, great athlete, and I think she has a bright future in there. So.
Oh, yeah, because we started with Aaron Rodgers. That's right. And Coco is the youngest American to win one of the majors. One of the
U.S. Open she won.
She won, yeah. She's the youngest. Serena was the other one. And then I think one of them, Jarapova was some of them sheriff. One of them was the youngest as a female non-American. From the Alabama fans to the Texas players. I didn't like that. I saw a video of somebody in the stands was saying, "Go back to the projects." What? To the Texas players, y'all don't deserve here. Go back to the projects. Call them the F word. That's in the LBGT. That what they used to call them. I don't want to say it and get Rob censored, but it was called derogatory F, using the F, but it wasn't the F-U-C-K. It was the F-A-G. You know what I mean?
You might as well say it. You spelled it and everything.
No, that's
Gee.
You might as well put the OT on it too.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what they exactly said. "Quote unquote, go back to the projects, you faggots."
That's what they said. That's sad.
Wow.
That's
this
sad.
was the Texas fans had the camera on the Alabama fans talking to Texas football players. They was close. They were that close in those seats because they was losing.
Yeah.
And they were saying, "Go back to the projects."
We need to try and find that, man, if it's on YouTube.
Yeah, so I found the video and we looked at it a little bit. I'm going to send it and we're going to make sure we get an opportunity to see that.
Multiple Alabama fans were caught on video using anti-gay slurs and telling black Texas Longhorn players to, and I quote, "go back to the projects." It was reported the foul language was hurled at Longhorn players Jelani McDonald, Xavion Bryce, and running back Quintravion Wisner.
See what actually transpired, but we'll
whatever
we'll
it
get
is,
to
it's sad to hear.
Very sad, because then they taking it. That's going beyond what it's supposed to be. It's just supposed to be entertaining. You want to support these young brothers and support these teams, whites, blacks, whoever's involved. You want to support them, and you don't want to try to tear them down and use that type of derogatory language towards them. I can only imagine if that was my son, and I got to look at it like my son.
But the funny thing is, I mean, watching the video, it didn't look like they cared what they were saying. So
that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
And I'm sure that's not new to them.
Yeah.
All right, so we wrapping up Chief Hall Podcast. It was always interesting. We got more stuff, and we want to keep coming at you and letting you have us the opportunity to see inside our minds and how we do it. As we always say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. It's the Chief Hall Podcast. I'm Frankie D. Ray on the side.
Yes, sir.
And also behind the scenes, and sometimes show his face on there, is executive producer Rob and Bob. Holla at us. Chief Hall Podcast. Cue in the phone.